back to the channel. My name is Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another Brian Reads the News segment. This one is coming to us from ScreenRant.com. It's titled 10 Things You Didn't Know About Obi-Wan Kenobi. Little something for all you Star Wars fans. This is by Liz DeClan, published July 28, 2024. Despite Obi-Wan Kenobi being one of the most prominent characters in Star Wars, these 10 things about him aren't commonly known. Obi-Wan has been in Star Wars movies and TV shows since the very beginning, and he played a massive role in Luke Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker's lives, shaping the future of the galaxy. Obi-Wan is also undoubtedly one of Star Wars' best characters and one of the most powerful Jedi. In spite of this massive influence, though, many things about Obi-Wan have been revealed outside the Skywalker saga. Without having watched various Star Wars TV shows and reading the canon Star Wars books, it's quite easy to miss these aspects of Obi-Wan's character. Indeed, these 10 facts about Obi-Wan Kenobi are much lesser known in the franchise. Fact number 10, Obi-Wan has a brother. Although he remembers very little, Obi-Wan had a biological brother. Although the Jedi initiates are taken at a young age to prevent attachments from forming with their families, Obi-Wan Kenobi shockingly revealed that he had a few vague memories of having a biological brother. Adorably, Obi-Wan seemingly only ever revealed this to young Leia in Obi-Wan Kenobi. This small moment has significant implications for Obi-Wan and for Star Wars, though. Obi-Wan, speaking of his brother almost longingly, reveals the ways the Jedi forbidding attachments can continue to have an impact even when children are taken at a young age, and the Jedi is committed to the Order and the Jedi way, unlike Anakin, who always struggled with this. However, this also has significance when it comes to Anakin, as Obi-Wan made clear in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Anakin was like a brother to him, and it was brutal to let him go, perhaps. This early separation and loss informed the attachment Obi-Wan eventually developed to Anakin. Fact number 9, Obi-Wan Kenobi's homeworld was a joke from George Lucas. Obi-Wan's home planet, Stujon, has fascinating and hilarious origins. Little is known about Obi-Wan Kenobi's origins, although his home planet was revealed by George Lucas initially as a joke. In 2010, Lucas did an interview with Jon Stewart. When asked about the planet Obi-Wan came from, Lucas jokingly told Stewart that the planet's name was Stujon, a play on the interviewer's name. However, while that name may have just been playful at the time, Stujon has hilariously become Star Wars canon. For one, Obi-Wan's official Star Wars databank page lists Stujon as one of his home locations. Moreover, the planet was further canonized in the comic Star Wars Adventures: The Trouble at Tiburon, which revealed that a rebel fighter, Tard Martines, also came from Stujon. Given that, it's clear that Lucas' joke did indeed turn into Obi-Wan's home planet, Stujon, although little else is currently known about the planet. Fact number 8. Obi-Wan's Krayt Dragon Call was created using the Force. This moment in A New Hope finally has a clear explanation. A New Hope introduced the Tusken Raiders, a group of native to Tatooine who became increasingly prominent in the franchise, most notably in Star Wars Episode 2's Attack of the Clones, when they killed Anakin's mother, and he, in turn, killed all of them. At the time, next to nothing was known about the Tusken Raiders, as Star Wars was doing a considerable amount of world building in its first movies. This made it unclear why, early in the movie, Obi-Wan let out an unusual animal call, scaring the Tusken Raiders away and saving Luke Skywalker. However, over time, the franchise has revealed that this was in fact the call of a krayt dragon, a terrifying creature that the Tusken Raiders feared above all else. In fact, The Mandalorian revealed just how formidable the krayt dragon was, further clarifying precisely why the Tusken Raiders responded the way they did. Interestingly, Star Wars has since also confirmed that Obi-Wan was actually calling upon the Force at the time, using the Force power sound mimicry to create the noise. Fact number 7, Alec Guinness is the only Star Wars actor to get an Oscar nomination for his role. Shockingly, Star Wars Oscar nominations have been quite minimal. Sir Alec Guinness was undoubtedly an incredible actor, and he perfectly introduced Obi-Wan Kenobi as a character in Star Wars. Nevertheless, it's shocking that Alec Guinness is the only Star Wars actor to be nominated for an Oscar for their role in the franchise. Although the Star Wars movies have been nominated for various Oscars, none but Guinness has been for an actor. Moreover, while Star Wars actors have been nominated for and won Oscars for roles in the movies, Guinness is the sole nominee for an actor in Star Wars movies. Guinness won his Oscar for Best Actor in a Supporting Role in 1978, clearly based on his performance in A New Hope. Again, this was quite well deserved. Guinness's delivery of the character was perfect, and he made the Star Wars galaxy seem quite real. Hopefully, though, more Oscars are in the cards for the Star Wars actors, as there is significant talent within the franchise. Fact number 6, Ewan McGregor's uncle played Wedge Antilles in the OT. This was McGregor's first family connection in Star Wars. Now he has another. Obi-Wan has some interesting family ties in Star Wars through Ewan McGregor. Specifically, McGregor's uncle, Dennis Lawson, played Wedge Antilles in the original trilogy and reprised his role in Star Wars The Rise of the Skywalker. As this happened before McGregor took on the role of Obi-Wan for the prequel trilogy, presumably his uncle's experience added to McGregor's interest in joining the franchise. However, that isn't McGregor's only family connection in Star Wars. Rather, his wife, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, played live-action Hera Syndulla in Ahsoka. Although this means McGregor has yet to share the screen with either of his family connections, this nevertheless remains a fascinating fact about Obi-Wan and, of course, McGregor. Winstead's role is also likely not over, as the upcoming Ahsoka Season 2 is already in the works. Hera was pivotal in Season 1, so she will almost certainly be returning to the role next season. Fact number 5, Obi-Wan left his journals on Tatooine for Luke. These journals help Luke after Obi-Wan's demise. Obi-Wan was undeniably responsible for Luke Skywalker becoming the Jedi he was. Although Obi-Wan died in A New Hope and Master Yoda completed Luke's training, Obi-Wan was the one to introduce Luke to the notions of the Jedi and the Force and begin his training. Moreover, Obi-Wan left journals with information about his time on Tatooine and his various efforts with the Force for Luke to find. Following Obi-Wan's death in A New Hope, Luke evidently returned to Obi-Wan's home on Tatooine, which is where he discovered the journals that indicated they were for him. Interestingly, these journals were not exactly instructions or further training. Rather, they documented Obi-Wan's time on Tatooine, from protecting Luke to working on his ability to connect with his former master, Qui-Gon Jinn, through the Force. Although Luke was initially irritated that the journals did not offer insight into the Force, these journals were quite meaningful. Fact number 4, George Lucas put an Obi-Wan Easter egg in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones contained a number of Star Wars Easter eggs. While George Lucas is arguably best known for Star Wars, his other major franchise, Indiana Jones, is also incredibly popular and well known. It's also clear that Lucas had plenty of fun connecting his two massive franchises, as he included many Easter eggs in the movie. One such Easter egg had a specific connection to Obi-Wan. In Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, a nightclub carries the name Club Obi-Wan, a shockingly direct Easter egg. Of course, this reference is also particularly funny given the Obi-Wan's history with bars. In addition to cutting off someone's arm in a bar in A New Hope, setting off a trend of lost arms in Star Wars, Obi-Wan also hilariously decided to stop for a drink at a bar in Attack of the Clones when he sent Anakin to try and track down Padme's mystery assassin. Fact number 3. Obi-Wan makes a voice cameo in The Force Awakens in the strangest way. Star Wars used a unique trick to have Alex Guinness say Rey's name. While Ewan McGregor remains involved in the franchise, most recently by leading his own show set during the dark times, Obi-Wan Kenobi, there was a surprising Alec Guinness cameo in Star Wars The Force Awakens, at least in voice. In the movie, Rey comes in contact with Anakin's lightsaber and, after touching it, gets thrown into a series of visions. During this disorienting scene, Alex Guinness' voice can be heard saying Rey. Guinness sadly passed some time ago, so it was clear that Star Wars had used some special technique to get this to work in the movie. It turned out The Force Awakens did this by editing old audio of Guinness saying the word afraid. Star Wars has proven to be extremely creative when it comes to using de-aging and old footage to bring back previous characters, but this strategy was particularly inventive. Luckily, Rey's name was contained within the word afraid. Fact number 2. Obi-Wan loses his lightsaber twice in the movies. Obi-Wan may have chastised Anakin, but he did the same thing. Obi-Wan made it very clear throughout the prequel trilogy and Star Wars The Clone Wars that he was rather annoyed with Anakin's tendency to lose or break his lightsaber, and he famously told Anakin, "This weapon is your life." In fact, this was such a constant issue between the master and apprentice that at one point, Anakin breaks his lightsaber and laments that Obi-Wan is going to kill him for letting it happen again. Unfortunately, it seems that this was a bit hypocritical as Obi-Wan lost his lightsaber not once but twice in Star Wars. Obi-Wan first lost his lightsaber during his battle with Darth Maul in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. As Maul kicked it down the reactor shaft, he eventually fell down. It was only with Qui-Gon's lightsaber that Obi-Wan was able to defeat Maul, impressively leaping up from his precarious position hanging off the side of the reactor shaft. Obi-Wan then lost his new lightsaber in Attack of the Clones when he was captured by Count Dooku. Of course, Obi-Wan can likely be forgiven for this. After all, each time he lost his lightsaber, he was fighting a Sith Lord. Finally, fact number 1. Obi-Wan's Ben nickname has a deep meaning. Obi-Wan picked this name because of his surprising love interest. One of the most shocking revelations about Obi-Wan came in the Clone Wars when Satine Kryze was introduced as his love interest. Although Obi-Wan never truly acted on these feelings, this was nevertheless a genuine surprise, as Obi-Wan was always so loyal to the Jedi way and clearly disagreed with Anakin's growing feelings for Padme. Also, although he never acted on it, Obi-Wan did tell Satine that if she had asked him to, he would have left the order for her. Sadly, Satine was killed by Darth Maul right in front of Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars. It seems Obi-Wan never truly lost feelings for Satine, though, as his alias he used on Tatooine, Ben Kenobi, was the same name Satine had called him. Truly, of all the little-known facts about Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars, this is one of the most shocking and easily one of the most touching. All right, there you have it. Another successful Brian Reads the News segment. Again, this one is brought to us by ScreenRant.com. 10 things you didn't know about Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If I pronounced a few names incorrect, please forgive me. I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars, so I'm kind of learning on the go here. But we got through it. 10 things you didn't know about Obi-Wan Kenobi. Again, you can check this out at ScreenRant.com if you want to check it out in more detail with all the information and all the photos. If you like these types of stories, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Here's a look at my channel, just Brian Kingsbury on YouTube, real easy to find. We're currently sitting at 1.1k subscribers with 4.4k thousand videos, and you can just go up there, hit that subscription button, ring that notification bell. When you ring the bell, you're notified every time a new video drops. That way you don't miss out on one. We got a lot of these fun fact videos, both for movies and music and celebrities, all kinds of fun information and short little stories like this that we just read into the camera here. So plenty to see, plenty to watch. Go on up there, watch a few videos, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and make these videos a regular part of your day. If you could do me a huge favor, give this one a big thumbs up on your way out. I want to get in front of a few more eyes. Let people know about Obi-Wan, right? Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. A lot of great information coming from this one, and I appreciate your help. Thanks for watching this one to the very end. We'll see you on the next one. I'm Brian Kingsbury. Bye.